this is freestyle. We don't have no set format. This is basically just like asked out, where we just freestyle the conversation. So, Matt Professor, you want
Like
first
on
shot at
the
it, my brother?
yeah,
What you want
Shit,
to talk
let's
about?
do it.
right.
I found it funny earlier this week. Court decided to say that the president, felon 47, for those of us who aren't in the know, doesn't have authority to affect tariffs when the country is not basically at war, which is the only time they're supposed to have those emergency powers.
Yeah,
So of course he shopped around to find the court that would rule with him, but
yeah,
Right.
to get them to rule with him and give him the right to do tariffs again, he had to admit that the American
the
people and
people.
companies
That's correct.
are the ones that pay the tariffs after sitting there saying we're taking in trillions.
Yeah,
And
Right.
my thing is, okay, you dumbass maggots, he just admitted that he's been lying the entire damn time. The entire time. So y'all can't say he didn't know. No, he knew he was lying. And then to say that the companies that have paid tariffs, he's going to pay back those companies using
yeah.
tax money, saying that they brought in trillions, but they're saying they have to cut programs like EBT,
Oh,
Medicaid,
yeah.
Medicare.
Yeah,
So if we're bringing in trillions, why are we cutting?
yeah. And before I come to you, Tim Dog, because I heard the same thing, and basically what I heard was that he said it's like a rebate. Like when you pay your
Right.
taxes
Mhm.
and you overpay, that's how you get a refund
Yeah.
because you paid more in taxes,
Right.
and they got to give you the money back. And like you just said, Matt Professor, he said it live in a statement saying, yeah, if the companies that does the tariff and it basically if it's affect them, we're going to reimburse them the money.
Hmm.
So he can't say he didn't know. He did know. He know that tariff doesn't work.
Mhm.
But you got these some Republicans out there and some Democrats that really don't read what's going on. They fall into that trap as well. But he said it. But Tim Dole, you love to talk about the MAGAs. What the MAGAs gonna say? They're gonna be like, yeah, Trump, he was right. He was right. That's what they're gonna say, Tim Dole.
No, they're gonna say, well, at least he told the truth. Well, what the hell? I'm complexed here. He didn't tell it. He was forced to tell the truth about that. Now, what about everything else? And
Yeah.
and you got people like Tuberfield. Oh my God.
Oh,
Man, that's that dude down in Alabama used to be the Auburn head coach.
Yeah,
technically,
Yeah.
he's a
technically,
coach
the
trying to
nigga
play
lives in
Yeah.
politician.
Florida.
Oh, he
And
lives in
the only
Florida.
thing,
Okay.
yeah, he's a coach trying to play politician, and the only thing he knows is kiss ass. Now he's running for Senate.
No, he's running for governor
He's
of
running for
Excuse
Alabama.
me, governor. My apologies. Right,
Yeah,
governor.
governor.
And all he does is, well, I
Damn,
believe
Joe.
in the thing that the president
Joe is right.
says.
No, Joe is 100% right, because what's funny is all of the cuts that they're trying to pass does not come into effect until just before the next presidential election,
Yeah.
or
So
just afterward. If I'm trying to remember which way it is. Those rebates don't get done until 2028 as well.
yeah.
And it's all an effort to make it look like this dumbass hasn't done anything wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what's funny? Before I come to you, Farrell, it's funny when you talk to some Republicans, they talk about the taxes. Well, under Trump, my taxes were such and such and such. But then they didn't realize that what was the act, whatever act that he passed
Yeah. That
was through Biden whole administration.
Right.
right.
And it
Mhm.
ended 2025. So when people hear that, yeah, my taxes went up. Well, your taxes went up because of something that Trump enacted when he was president.
Yeah.
The Jobs and something act. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Your taxes actually went up under Trump administration. Biden couldn't change it. I don't know if he could change it or not, but he didn't change it. And it stayed in effect until Trump got reelected the second time. Farrell, your thoughts on what Matt Professor was talking about?
Yeah, I mean, listen, you can give them facts. You can give everybody facts on what's going on, but they will believe a felon over the facts that are given.
Mhm.
It's just
Yeah.
that simple, because they support the person and not the program. So,
Yeah.
with that being said, what you're talking about with the taxes, there was a woman that was interviewed saying that she wouldn't vote for the Democrats, tax reform or whatever. But when it was proven that it was actually Trump's tax reform,
Yeah.
that it had to run its course because that's when the deadline was. So then when it expired this year, she still, after getting that information, said, I still wouldn't vote for Democrats, even though Trump was the one that gave her the taxes that were bad. And she knew her taxes were bad.
Yeah,
So that just goes to show you that it's not about their personal interests. It's about them listening to Trump because they don't want people here. They think they deserve to be here, and they're the ones that only should be here. They forget that people were here before their ancestors even came over here, and they think they're the only Americans that's supposed to be here.
Yeah.
So they're voting for the rhetoric that he's pushing, and not the program that is all lies. And we know that.
And it's all lies. And Juan just puts a question: do these issues affect you guys? And I'm gonna go first. Then Tim Dog, I want you to answer. Juan, I'm gonna tell you like this: we as Black Americans, we used to this shuck and jive. So there's nothing that these politicians can do that we're not used to seeing. And what happens is that a lot of people, when things like this happen, they get all irate. But we as Black Americans, we know the playbook, so we just adjust fire. And I think we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. If they raise the price of food or whatever, hey, we know how to go out there and plant our own food. Hey, we know how to make a dozen of eggs last for probably 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? We know how that feels. So it may not affect us.
With a key in 8 ways.
Yeah, but yeah, we know how to cut corners. Basically, we know how to cut corners.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? We know how to cut corners. So it may not affect us in the way that you may think, because in my opinion, we already see the playbook and we know how to play with that playbook to make it work in our favor. Tim Dog. To Juan's question, to what Juan just asked.
Does it affect me? The only way it affect me if it affects my pay. I mean, other than that, like the man on the street said, we used to surviving without.
Yeah.
So, I mean, growing up, I didn't know we were poor until I got in the Army and I saw someone who was poorer than me. If that's not saying that's anything good, but we're used to surviving. We're used to having without.
Yeah, so I agree with you, Carl. Not to cut you off, I agree with Carl. Say that this agenda affects everyone. Shit rolls down here, but we good at making do. So, Carl, I agree with you. Go ahead, Tim Dog. I mean to cut you off.
I'm done. I mean, I'm just going to repeat what you said. I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean to cut you off though.
And the only other way it affect me is if I'm trying to get a new car, interest rates or something like that. But other than that, I'm good with what I have, and I'm not going to try to get anything more, at least not right now.
I got you. And Matt Professor, the same thing that Juan asked us. Question: does these issues affect you guys? Your thoughts?
Short answer rather, yes. Long answer, fuck yeah. Because here's the thing: a lot of what they're doing with the taxes will affect your tax bracket that you're in when you file at the end of the year or at the beginning of the year. So, say for instance, you've been getting a deduction because let's I don't know Juan's life, but Juan, let's say you have kids and you've been getting a basic $5,000 deduction. Part of the law that they're passing raises that deduction, but it lowers the threshold with which you can get it. So you can make $2 more than you need to for that deduction, and you're not going to get that deduction.
Right. And then didn't they change the dependent in the bill or whatever from 18 to 8 or something like that?
Something like that. Yeah, they lowered it so that you can't claim you can't claim as much of your kid. Like with Joy and I, we have a child who lives in who lives out of state because she's in school. You can't claim that kid as dependent once they're. I mean, you never could technically, but some of their expenses could have been deducted from your standard deduction. You won't be able to do that anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
And as far as TRICARE goes, Juan, that's state facilitated, and Georgia is one of the states that don't want to participate in it anyway, so they're going to take that from you.
Yeah.
And before you talk,
go ahead, Farrell.
It's an HMO So it's government funded. What
Yeah.
that means is, Juan, that no matter if you have TRICARE or not, they can still raise your deductibles.
Yeah.
They could also raise your copay
or
Yeah.
remove
So-
what they cover.
That's
right.
correct.
And then of course, instead of us, like, we're living in an area that where we get TRICARE Prime, they can make it to where we do TRICARE Select, which
That's correct.
now you're going to have to pay
That's correct.
$300 for every kid plus yourself, and then you're going to end up like $1,200 bill at the end
That's
of every
correct.
month just so you can have medical insurance. So that is a big deal. One, you won't be good because none of
Yeah.
us will be good.
Yeah.
You pay. We're in the service. 3 of us here are retired. We shouldn't have to pay any medical expenses for us and our spouse.
I don't.
But we're paying.
Yeah, but basically what it boils down to is ever since they started this Doge situation, they're trying to cut out the fat. So Juan, look at it like this. They may say TRICARE is the fat. So we're gonna cut out all of this. So what your kids could get with the glasses. Oh no, they don't need glasses. Juan could pay for that out of his pocket. So they're gonna cut that part. Juan, you still in the military. Well, shit, he could go here, but instead of sending him off post, we're gonna keep him on base. So we could cut that out. So those whatever special treatment you may need out there on the post, they could cut that out, and that's where it's going to affect you. I'm just going.
Well, we know Felon 47 don't like to tax prostitutes, so you might be on the right course there, Juan.
But I guess what I'm saying is what I'm saying is the way that they're working it right now, they're trying to cut out a lot of things to make it seem as though that they're saving money, but it's really going to affect everybody. Yeah, even though that we're in the military or private military, it's still going to affect like the mad professor said. He said it perfectly. He said that it's going to affect me and it's going to affect my family as well. And
I got one better.
Go ahead.
I got one better, Man Street.
Go ahead.
So Juan, check this out. Remember, you guys have to pay into your retirement now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Me and the man on the street and Tim Dog, we get our pension because we earned our 20 years. So that was part of the cut that they were doing, is so they could save money on the back end.
Yeah.
And they screwed us by taking remember that career status bonus that they were dangling in front of us at 15 years?
Yeah.
A lot of people took that one, and they would give us $30,000, but it cut 10% off at the end of our 20 years.
Yeah.
A lot of
they give us so many years back. They get back up to
it takes us to get to 62 in order for us to get that 10% back. Now, how many black folks live to 62 when you're a retiree?
Yeah.
They saving over almost $200,000 just by doing that.
Exactly. And a lot of people don't realize that, man. But like I say, with this administration, you have to look at who say that? I don't know.
You got to look at the fine print.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're dangling something over here that's real shiny, like you do with a pet. And your eyes will go here, but then the other hand, they're sneaking something else in.
That's right.
Pay attention.
Grabbing you by the
just
ball.
like all those people that took that pay in order to leave, they haven't gotten that money. And the thing
they got that money. We got
look at this part of it with the no tax on tips and overtime.
Exactly.
It's not no taxes. You're paying taxes. They're just going to give you another deduction when you file your taxes, which means the taxes you pay, you may not get all of that back.
But Professor, can I ask you this though? Don't they have to itemize though? And most people don't itemize.
You'd have to, and that's part of the deduction.
Most people don't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have to itemize if you're trying to get that no tips. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're absolutely right. And then what's really fucked up is they've taken away your ability to file your taxes for free on the IRS website through IRS Direct. They're making you have to pay companies like TurboTax and H&R Block to actually file your damn taxes.
Yeah.
And all of this was part of that big bill, was part of his big, beautiful bill.
Yeah. And before I come to you, Tim Dog, that big, beautiful bill, even Elon Musk, Elon Musk didn't agree with that. He was like, man, you basically took what we was trying to do was cut some of the fat. You added more fat because he added more money to the deficit. Tim Dog.
Well, he added more money because he's trying to please his constituents.
Goddamn,
invested into him.
What?
So
Go ahead,
Elon is trying to play the long game.
Yeah.
Because he wants to be part of
He's
everything.
going to be
but
affected by
his
it.
problem is his personal wealth has been almost cut by a third since he became part of Doge.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So he's trying to get the liberals who used to love to buy his vehicles back into the fold, because look at what's going on in Europe with him. They're going to that Chinese electric company BYD, who makes a really great vehicle. Because Tesla sales in Europe have fell cheaper as well. Tesla sales in Europe have fell by almost 70%.
That's why the president don't want those cars coming into the United States.
Yeah.
And you know, battle over that right now.
And you know, something else that I saw, you know, to keep this Freestyle Friday, you know, I saw this, man. I was like, this is like a slap in the face to a lot of young men and women that struggle in school. They always had an opportunity to go to this place to get a trade and eventually turn their life around. I'm talking about with the Job Corps. Yeah, y'all heard about that, right?
Yeah. That was one of the first things he started cutting into.
Yeah, no. As of June 30th, I think end of June, all Job Corps has to cease and desist. They're done.
Yeah, that's what I'm
There's
talking about.
no more Job Corps. So, Farrell, do you hear about
June 30th?
Yeah, of this year. You know, because I saw somebody posted on Facebook, and I had to go research it. So right now they're telling all the Job Corps that everything's winding down. And I saw somebody post it. So all those young men and women that are in the Job Corps are basically going to become homeless after June the 30th, because they went to some place to actually learn a trade so they could be successful in life. But now you just cut their legs out under them. Farrell, your thoughts on that?
This shit is horrible, man. Job Corps is just a way for people to get that trade or something that you couldn't afford to pay into. Because I mean, they took the trades out of high schools. That was a way for somebody to get opportunity to make a living. So now you just want more people. You're taking more opportunity away from folks to pay taxes, to pay into the economy, so the economy could be okay. And it's sad.
And don't forget the cuts to Head Start either.
Exactly,
man.
Exactly. But when I saw the thing, I heard about the Head Start, but I just learned about the Job Corps today, Tim Dog.
Yeah, I didn't hear nothing about it today.
I'm just learning about it right now, and I'm reading.
When you get a chance, read about it, because they say it's going to eliminate, I think, like 1 point.
Formulated announced a pause in operations for all contractor-operated Job Corps centers to be completed by June 30th, 25. This decision follows an internal review of the program's outcomes and structure, and is also aligned with the president's 2026 budget proposal. They said the department cites concerns about high operating costs, low graduation rates, and a significant number of disciplinary incidents as results for the pause.
And I was talking to my partner Wiley today. He dropped me off today, and what's up, Victor? Goddamn, I'm struggling to survive. We have to pay more taxes. Basically that's what it's going to fall down to. What I saw when I was talking to Wiley, when I was saying, when I was an Army recruiter, I tried to put this young lady in the Army, and she had a GED, and at the time you had to be a high school graduate,
right?
But she went to Job Corps, and I didn't know it at the time. But then when she came back around, she said, "Yeah, I went to Job Corps as well." So come to find out, if you go to Job Corps and you graduate, you're not considered a GED. Even though she had one, you don't need it. You consider a high school graduate. See what I'm saying? Yeah. If you go to Job Corps and you graduate from Job Corps, you didn't graduate from high school, you are considered, because you got enough credits, you got a job skill. It's not a 12 something. It's called a 12 Lima. You are considered a high school graduate. So I was telling my man Wiley, I say what he just did is that he just eliminated another pool for Army recruiters or whoever recruiters to try to recruit people, because now usually GED, they wait to October when the numbers are low, anybody could get in. Right. But if you got that skill that can basically help somebody, help the Army or whatever branch, you consider a high school graduate. And that's what I say. Why would you cut your legs out under you trying to save a couple of dollars you could give to these goddamn billionaires who don't need the tax cut, Mad Professor.
Well, see, that's always been my issue. And I asked a group of maggots earlier this week for the ones who have issues with what they want to call entitlement programs, even though our taxes pay for the shit, like Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid.
Yeah.
And you put into that.
Y'all have a problem with giving people who need help this while y'all sit there and talk about how Christian you all are. And I always ask them, or at least, and I asked them this week, especially for those of you who have a problem with these entitlement programs, do you have a problem with giving a billionaire tax cut, but putting in it that to get this tax cut, you have to pay your workers and your employees a wage enough to where they won't fucking need Medicare and EBT and all of them down the fucking line. Oh, I don't care about that. Then you don't care about shit, you asshole. So I mean, they're fucking hypocrites, and they know they're hypocrites, and that's the shit that kills about it. Is at least back in the day they would hide their faces because they weren't proud of their stances. Now this dumb felony, this felonious fuck that's in the warehouse, White House rather,
but
makes them proud to be fucking stupid.
You're right, the warehouse. You're right.
Yeah,
you're
I
right.
mean, it is damn near true. He's
like
selling
one.
everything in that bitch. So yeah, I mean, it's just the stupidest thing in the world. They don't. They sit there and wear crosses and shit and act like they're Christians, but they follow the most unchristian like person I've ever seen. I mean, hell, I know people that are atheists who follow more of the Bible and Christ-like and have a more Christ-like life than these fucking people. And they don't wear that shit on their sleeve like these assholes do to get power and to make these Christian nationalists think, hey, he actually cares. When it's clear the only thing he cares about is money. And what did we say more than a few months ago? It's not the love of money that is the root of all. I mean, it's not money that's the root of all evil. It's the love of money, which is the root of all evil, which is another one that they don't fucking follow.
Exactly.
It's so
exactly.
funny you say that, man, Professor. Go ahead.
But what about this? They always talk about their forefathers, you know, that made the country. They made the Constitution so they would have separation of church and state. They didn't even believe in the Bible, but they always want to go back to religion to justify the bullshit that they're talking about.
Yeah, and that's the part I understand. It's supposed to be a separation church state. I think something that y'all say earlier, it probably was you, Matt Professor, or Tim Dog. It probably been you too, Pharaoh, and of course, Conspiracy Brothers out here tonight. But we all say that churches should pay taxes.
Yes,
churches should pay taxes.
Yes,
you know, and that's one thing. Then you don't have to worry about the separation of church and state. As long as they're paying taxes, I don't think that we have the issues that we basically have.
We said that because they are putting they're putting politics in within the church to talk about it. That's why they say if you want to do that, you should be paying taxes at that point.
I don't remember the name of the of this particular bill, that part of the law about church and politics, but there was one, and I think Reagan tried to repeal it more than once, where if a church becomes part of a political program or part of a political party, they would lose their tax exempt status. And Reagan fought just like he fought to have the fairness doctrine killed, which is something he did. He tried to have this part of the this law killed, and I don't remember the name of it offhand, but I hear it rattle in my mouth, in my brain, but I can't bring it out for some reason. That if a church platforms itself on one political party or another, or the pastor starts spouting political shit from the pulpit, they immediately lose tax exempt status. And that idiot down there, and I think he's in North Georgia, that does church in a tent, that made sure he was having church services throughout the pandemic. He was marching up and down the stage talking about take away my tax exempt take away my tax exempt status. I don't care. If you're a Democrat, you can't be in this church.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. But
nothing happened to him.
Yeah, but ladies and gentlemen, this is Freestyle Friday. Oh, it's at the end of the month. Oh, we usually have a set format, but tonight we freestyling. Tim Dog. Oh, here we go. Oh shit.
Hey, that was called the Johnson Amendment.
Oh shit. Get
there it is.
Hey,
get your button ready.
Before we get started, I just want to say something. Matt Professor has said something about the hypocrisy of them wearing crosses and then spouting, the lies of Felon 47. No one is more guilty of that than the press secretary, Carolyn Lee.
Oh,
She
that's
is
one.
trash.
But she married to a billionaire, I think, or something
It
like
don't
that, right?
But
matter.
the thing is,
No, I'm
you
just
don't
saying.
know what the hell
Trash.
she talking about. She'll say one thing and then say, no, I didn't say that.
No,
She
but-
just got the job because she probably got
I'm
She's
gonna
the
say
best
this.
looking out of all the dumbasses.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, Tim Dog, and I'm because I was about to let you freestyle, but I'm gonna take over your freestyle. It's not about her. This administration is the Hollywood of all presidency because he hired everybody from Fox News.
Yeah.
You see who he pardoning. He pardoning all these high celebrities.
I want to talk about that one.
From
all these people who are unqualified sitting up here in line. That was my point of naming her, because she don't know what the hell she's doing.
But that's what I'm saying.
Just like Robert F. Kennedy Jr. I'm not a scientist. Why should people? I'm not a doctor.
Right.
Why should people listen to me?
but that is the point, though. And that's the point. Before I come to you, Pharaoh, if you could tag along on this, you get people in there that are yes people. You don't get people in there that say, no, you can't do that. So everybody that's in his administration, they are yes people. They're not going to go against them. We see it all the time with the young lady Carolyn, because she's a yes person. With Robert F. Kennedy, he just want to get his name out there. Yeah, he was a Democrat growing up, but now he even tells the truth. Hey, I'm not a scientist, so don't listen to me. That's why they had the measles outbreak in Texas. That's why you had kids dying from the measles in Texas. Then he come out and say that maybe you should take the shot.
Right.
But you don't have the governor telling or enforcing it. There is no PSA here in Texas about getting your measles shots because there's an outbreak. None.
Yeah.
But it's all about, for this administration, it's all about doing what's politically expedient and what'll get them more clicks. They don't care about governance. If they care about popularity.
Yeah, and before I get you in this, Pharaoh, my thing is, you saw the pardon, the whatever the two that $36 million they took from the did he pardon somebody else? Yeah, the Chrisleys, and then somebody else that took from the parishioners. He pardoned them guys. That he pardoned my man. See, this is what I say. You got to look at what they do. Are we gonna dangle us over here, but you don't see what's going over here with my man from Chicago that they wanted to pardon?
The rapper, right?
No, not a rapper. No, you're talking about NBA Young Boy.
Yeah, Young Boy. He pardoned him too.
Yeah, they pardoned him too.
But he's talking about that dude with the weird name who took $10 million from his employees that he was supposed to be paying taxes.
No. I'm talking about the black the dude over the Gangster Disciples.
Yeah.
Larry
Hoover.
Yeah.
But no, he didn't pardon him.
No,
he commuted him.
Yeah, he commuted the federal charges. Yeah, but the state charges, he still got to serve 100 years.
Yeah, because he can't do nothing about it.
No, commuting his sentence makes him not have to face federal sentencing, but he still is guilty by law. He didn't pardon him. When you pardon, you're no longer guilty.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, though. That's why I say, Pharaoh, if I come to you, see, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna pardon Larry Hoover. I'm gonna commute his federal charges.
Yeah,
but over here, he still got to serve 20 years.
No, you got it backwards. He pardoned the federal charges.
That's what I said.
You said
he didn't pardon them. He commuted.
That's what he commuted the federal charge. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's what he did.
Commuting a sentence is different from pardoning.
I get it.
Means you're guilty.
Yes, I still have to pay.
I was just saying that he still got 200 state.
And that's the fucking part about these commutations that he gave. I mean, the pardons that he gave is they no longer have to pay restitution at all.
And that's what I'm saying, Pharaoh. That's what I'm saying is that I'm a dangle this in front of you because a lot of people want to hear we hear that he pardoned Larry Hoover. You know what I'm saying? But then on the other hand, they don't look at the part that he still got to serve 20 years in state prison. But
he's talking about they also got it where he's probably going to do some stuff with Diddy, for Sean Combs.
Yeah.
I've heard that. The thing is, he said he's going to pardon anyone that he feels is being treated unfairly. That's what he said.
Yeah, but like Man on Street says, he's picking a few of us, but everybody else
Mm-hmm.
is getting full pardons, especially that Paul Walzak guy we was talking about with the $10 million.
Oh, you said giving them scraps.
Right. But the Paul Walzak guy, come on, $10 million you took from your nurses and stuff for your health care to go get a $2 million yacht.
Yeah.
Right. Then go buy some about high-end stuff. Then pay $1 million for your mom to go talk to Trump alone before the inauguration, so you could get a pardon because you paid $1 million. So now the man is free taking his employees' money.
Yeah, and you know, before I come to Tim Dog, I never would have thought that the presidency would be up for sale.
It is,
and it goes back to something because I talk shit about Snoop Dogg. I did a video about him. He talked about which one of you Sambos, but who did Trump pardon that was a friend of Snoop Dogg? Larry O, I think his name is Larry O or something like that. Harry O, which is one of the first founders of Death Row. Yeah. So he did something for Snoop Dogg, and he turned around and did what he did, which I lost a lot.
Now it's Nelly's turn.
But I guess what I'm saying is that I guess if you have the money or you have the means, and your family members in a situation, all you have to do is play to his ego, and give money to him or his family or to his campaign, and you get the get out of jail free card. Tim Dog.
What about Nelly? What did Nelly get out of? Because he was there too.
No, but I'm just talking about in general. I'm just talking about it. No, what I'm talking about in general is that when we see these pardons, because the Chrisleys, I think their daughter spoke at the convention, and I think she gave $1 million.
But check it out,
you see what I'm saying? Yeah, as long as you give money to me, you in my favor. As long as you talk good about me, you in my favors, and I would do what I need to do as the president to make sure that your family's taken care of. Go ahead, Tim.
Yeah, it just like back in the day with the slaves, master get the good part of the pig, and every now and then we get the scraps. So he can't say, well, I didn't just pardon all white people. We are the intestines. Give them some of that, so that people won't say that I'm being racist or anything like that.
Yeah. Here's the thing about that. It's like when he was president in his first term. At the end of the term, when it was quite clear he wasn't going to get the black vote, he came out with this stupid ass platinum plan bullshit that meant absolutely nothing. And you had these niggas like Ice Cube sitting up there pounding their chest about it, where if you read into it, it didn't give you a goddamn thing.
That's right.
Anything extra, rather. It was just doing what was already there. He was just trying to claim credit for it. And then you have these same niggas talking about Kamala Harris didn't have a plan when she had a clear plan to help black business owners. She had a clear plan to help veterans, because that's something else the Felon 47 cut when he first got in. He cut the loans for veterans, military veterans, to start small businesses.
That's right.
And that's something else not many people talk about. It didn't matter. $50,000 go a long way towards starting a business.
Yeah, but the thing is, that's just an initiative.
And that's what I'm saying.
He didn't have anything. What's your plan? Well, I'll discuss it later. That was his answer to everything. What's your plan about anything? He never had one. She explained it, and like Matt Professor said, people, that she don't have no plan. She has no idea. Now what are you saying? Damn, I wish I would have listened.
Tim Dawg, you said it. She said that she was going to go after the company.
Yeah,
she said that.
Yeah.
Hey, what about this man on the street? So now we don't have to do the 5 bullets, right?
No.
But what are they doing now? They want once a week for you to sit there and say, what is Trump doing right for the country?
I didn't hear that.
Yeah. That's going to be the next thing coming in.
Oh,
so they're going to want us possibly once a week to ask is the presidency, whatever.
That's illegal. You can't.
I'm not saying it's legal or not, but this is what I'm telling you, that with all the stuff that is being played out is, now, if you answer, which I'm not going to, are they going to weed you out because you don't think the president is doing good? Are they going to find ways to, to release people? I mean, I'm down here at the very bottom.
Man, shit. Look at all look at the parallels between everything this felon is doing and what Hitler did. And I know people don't want to hear Hitler.
No, it's the same thing.
It's all the same thing. All the same goddamn thing. Hitler tried a coup when he lost power the first time before after World War I, and they jailed him. And he came back and started getting rid of anybody that would criticize him.
He started greasing palms of
people and trying to get people and killing people that he didn't agree with. He started paying off people. He only listened to people that would tell him how great his dumbass is with that stupid looking fucking mustache that he had. I mean, all the fucking parallels are there, and you can't convince these fucking idiots that it's there because they want it. And that's the shit about this, is they always want to sit up there and talk about, oh, America was not racist. Yes, America was born out of racism. I don't want to hear your bullshit.
And not only that, but he was crazy. Hitler was crazy. He believed in the occult, supernatural, and all that. But his idea was that the Germans were the master race, and everyone else.
Well, that's what Trump is doing, saying that white people are the only ones that deserve to get anything.
Well, look, Trevor Noah said what you said, Matt Professor. During in South Africa, they went to America so they can hone their racism skills.
Right.
So they paid people to go over here and study the United States racism to go back to South Africa to instill it.
Yeah, but like I say though, man, this is the time when I heard this, man. I didn't know that it exists. This shit about black fatigue. You know, now you got these Sambos talk about white people are tired of hearing about black fatigue. It's not black fatigue, because like I said earlier, we used to this type of nonsense. There's nothing that they can do to the average black man or black woman or people of color that they haven't seen before.
And not only that, they have to be careful which neighborhood they go to, because they might get more than they bargained for.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, but what he's doing is what he's actually doing is affecting them. Yeah, they thought that, oh, he's going to do this, and this. Oh, he's going to cut EBT or whatever. But if you look at the stats, the majority of people that's on EBT are not people of color. I hate to tell y'all that.
Kentucky.
That's why I always laugh, like Conspiracy Brother said a while ago, that they started EBT to break up the black family. We couldn't get it. So what are you talking about?
Yeah. And before Matt, I'm
get mad, Matt President.
I know you want to. I'm gonna give you a chance to talk what you want to talk about. But what was odd to me was, remember when Hurricane Helene came through? It came through North Carolina, and everybody was talking about Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. They're not doing enough. Oh man, they didn't do enough for the people. But then Trump get in the office, the governor, I think, hey, we need help, and Trump said no.
He took FEMA away.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, they was begging him a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, hey, we need help here. And Trump said no. Same thing down in Arkansas. What's old girl named? Oh goodness.
Oh shit.
Big bitch. You know what we're talking about.
Yeah. Mike Huckabee's daughter, Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
Yeah, he told her the same thing. The same state, Oklahoma is feeling the damn pain now because of the people that are usually work their fields. They don't have the people because of ICE. So you voted for this guy, and you thought that he was going to just affect people of color, but come to find out, motherfucker, he's affected people that look just like him with your dumb ass.
So you guys saw where I put that thing up about World War II, the Great Depression, where they 7 million Mexicans, they got out of America, right?
Yeah.
And then the last 3 years, because of labor was down, and just before they was building up for World War II, they allowed those people that they kicked out to come back. Right. So the Immigration Act of 54, something like that, or 44. Anyway, I don't understand why people don't understand that this is the same thing 100 years later that they're doing.
Well,
it's the same
thing. It's shorter than 100 years later. Reagan did this shit in the 80s. Yeah. That's how he got elected. That's why he went to Mississippi with his campaign speech about the welfare queen. He wanted people to think black. So, and not realizing that these poor white people were the ones who was getting, even if you qualified for population, they're getting more welfare more welfare money than black people or brown people or yellow people or whatever color people you want other than white. They were getting more of it, even when you adjust for population. So all of these idiots that voted for him thinking he gonna make us all rich, where your money at? Where your $5,000 Doge money at? I mean, come on.
I'm glad you say that. Where's my $5,000?
Hey, that's exactly what that's what you're saying is exactly what Dave Chappelle said in Ohio. He said, "What are you voting for? I'm the one that's rich." Like,
right?
What are you doing?
Yeah,
you know, and Brett Favre still ain't paid that money back in Mississippi. We talk about
he's not gonna have to.